So that's what I want to do. I want to show women that you can step out of that comfort zone. Now, not everyone wants to do that, and that's fine. If you are someone who's there in Australia or in whatever country, and you're looking around and saying, is this all there is? There's more. But you need to take that step to find out what else is out there. And it's exciting.
Welcome to Jane Jackson Careers, a podcast that takes your career to the next level. Here's your host, Jane Jackson, author of Amazon Careers bestseller, Navigating Career Crossroads.
Welcome back, and this is going to be a cracker of an episode because my guest, Victoria Rose, is so much fun. You're going to love it. Now, before we get into the interview, I have to share with you my podcast. This podcast, Your Career, is up for the Australian Podcast Awards. And in order to do well, I really need your help. Could you vote for me, please? All you need to do is to go to australianpodcastawards.com, then register to vote. You type in Your Career and you'll find my podcast, and then you click vote. It would mean so much to me if you would do that, because as a regular listener, it's fantastic to have you with me. And so, let's begin. Welcome back to my Careers podcast, where I interview fascinating professionals who have made amazing career changes and transitioned into entrepreneurship. Now, today I have someone really special. I interviewed her a little while ago. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. But she is Victoria Rose, LiveStream strategist. She supports women in business to create a powerful online presence that grows and accelerates their global footprint. Victoria Rose's mission is to shine the light on how women can liberate the power they possess. She believes the most effective and fun way to do that is with live streaming. And I can't wait to find out more about live streaming, because she is definitely the expert and she's an early adopter. She's racked up 4 years combined experience on Periscope, YouTube, and Facebook, and that clearly entitles her to the rank of Queen of Livestream, Queen Victoria. Now, I interviewed Victoria 2 years ago in episode 56 of Your Career podcast, and you can listen to her fascinating career journey there in that episode. But today, let me give you a quick overview. 32 years ago, as a soldier in the Australian Army Reserve, Victoria trained over 7,000 officers and soldiers in weapons, drill and theory, and was promoted to the rank of warrant officer. So she's not someone that you mess about with, or you've got to be careful with Victoria. She's also worked as a real estate agent for almost a decade, and then at the age of 58, she jumped the corporate ship and started her own corporate training business. And for the last 3 years, baby boomer women have attended her live workshops in Melbourne on how to be resilient and how to live their best life. This is a special lady. So let's find out more about what Victoria Rose is up to now. So welcome, Victoria.
Oh, thank you so much, Jane. It's fabulous to be able to share this time with you again. So talking about the book that I wrote and how to live, how to make the rest of your life the best of your life. So what am I up to? At the beginning of this year, I realized I was a fraud. A real imposter, not the imposter syndrome. I was a real imposter, because I got myself into a position where I actually was not living my best life. And I thought, well, what sort of a model am I, or how can I not take steps to live a better life? And I got myself into a position where I was living where I really didn't want to live, and I was isolated and I was unhappy. But even so, one of the things that I did keep up that was so useful is my routines. I think that your routines really help you, especially in times when it's a bit tough. So that's when I did another course. This is the thing about working and what isn't. And the corporate spirit training, Jane, once I was there and I was in front of the room, and I knew that what I had to say would make a big difference to their experience as leaders and to their experience as team members in the workplace. Sadly, though, most of the people in the room had their arms crossed, and if their arms weren't physically crossed, their minds were crossed. And I almost felt it was like, come on, show me something. Tell me something I don't know. I dare you. And that's tough. Year after year, I did that for almost a decade, and I realized it wasn't what I wanted to do anymore. So quite frankly, I needed to talk to people, to share with people that wanted to know what I had to share, that understood the situation that I was coming from, because ageism also is alive and well in Australia. Haven't you found that, Jane?
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of my clients say, it's so difficult when they're in career transition because they wonder if they're too old to get another job. But let's just wind back a little bit, because you were saying how you got to a place where you weren't living your best life. Now, a few years ago, I went down to Melbourne and I attended one of your amazing workshops, which was wonderful. And you were loving Melbourne then, but then you moved. Where was it? Did you move to Perth, or you moved further north? Wasn't it?
No, I was still in Victoria, but I moved down to the Bellarine Peninsula, and I moved down to a place. Wait for it, Indented Head. Who would ever heard of a place called Indented Head? They had to be hit in the head to live there. Having said that, look,
isn't that when you started? Isn't that when you started with the live streaming? Because I remember then you were doing, I think it was Periscope. It wasn't Facebook Live then. It was Periscope that you got into, and you were always walking on the beach, and the wind was blowing, and I was thinking, what a beautiful place. That must have been Indented Head.
No, that was in St Kilda West. That was 3 years ago. I've been live streaming for a long, long time, which is why I take the liberty of saying I'm the queen of live stream. And why I love it so much is because if you are in business, and it doesn't have to be a small business, it is very difficult to rise above the sea of sameness. So there are things you can do, there are strategies. Interestingly enough, very few are using those strategies, like the strategies that you recommend to really rise up out of the sea of sameness on LinkedIn. Yep. What percentage actually fulfill all those steps, actually take up your wise advice around what to do. But that is the thing around being someone who shares their knowledge, their wisdom, which I believe we all have. One of the things about women who are over 60 is they don't think they're fabulous, and they don't think they have wisdom to share, which is tragic, because we're all here for a reason. The very fact that you exist means you are here, and you have for a purpose. You have a purpose. You are not nothing. You matter.
Yes, and you've got so much purpose, because the energy that you exude, Victoria, and you're always open to new ideas, trying something a little bit different, doing something quite exciting. And now you are traveling around the world, yes, living in different places, because you are a free spirit. So how about, let's do this. Let's find out, talk about the free spirit first, and then after that, let's find out more about live streaming. So what are you doing? What country are you in? What's going on right now?
Right now, I'm in Turkey. I'm in a mountain village called Islamla, and that's up from Kalkan, which is sort of a holiday type town on the Turkish coastline that is on the Mediterranean Sea. Now, on Wednesday, I'm traveling around to Kash, which is an hour's drive around the coastline, and it'll be warmer because it's on the sea. That'll be good. when I fly out from Turkey on the 1st of February, and I'm taking up a position in an Italian school, assisting Italian English teachers in conversational English. So I'm doing that for 1 month. And it's a volunteer program. I'm with workaway.info. I have a host family that are going to feed me and accommodate me for a whole month. So that's what I want to do. I want to show people, women, that you can step out of that comfort zone. Now, not everyone wants to do that, and that's fine. If you are someone who's there in Australia or in whatever country, and you're looking around and saying, is this all there is? No, there's more. But you need to take that step to find out what else is out there. And it's exciting. In Turkey, once we finish today, my host here, I'm house sitting here in Islamla, is taking me around to see the ancient rock cut tombs and sites that are bound in this area. They're all over Europe and Turkey, actually, all around the place. But so it's that excitement and freedom. So you need to know what your values are. And thankfully, I found out what my values are some time ago. And that is in my book. There's a really great way to really look at what's important to you. And my top value, number one, is integrity. My second value is freedom. My third value is abundance. And abundance means more than money. Security didn't even come in the top 10. So that's why I didn't even think of security as a value, but many people value security. And I've done this value way of figuring stuff out with a lot of women, and many of them have security in their top 3.
I think so many people do worry about security, mainly because they haven't planned ahead. But now you've got to the stage where you are living your best life because you have the freedom that you really crave, and you work with integrity always, because I've always known you to tell the truth. And certainly there's abundance in your life now, abundance of travel and friendship and laughter and just a lot of really good things. So good for you, because a lot of people are not brave enough to say, no, I'm just going to go and travel around the world and let's see where it takes me. And that's what's happened to you. So good on you. And also, you're looking so well as we do this video interview. You look fabulous. It's like you are absolutely glowing. So I really admire what you're doing. And
thank you.
Now, tell me, you're documenting a lot of what you're doing through live streaming. Now, not everybody knows what live streaming is. Can you explain what this is all about? Why are you doing it?
Love to do that. If you are let's just stick with small business. I am working mainly with women, actually only with women, and because they have such energy and such passion and they operate so much from the heart, the way to get that message out is to live stream. So to answer your question, Jane, what is it? I teach this one, which is just picking up your mobile phone and talking to it. Hi, everyone. How are you? I'd like you to meet Jane. We're here to blah, blah, blah. It's that simple. You just go on, and I'm focused on Facebook, although going live, you can do that on Insta. LinkedIn will be going live. I've had the whisper from the Bluebird that they'll be going live as well. So all you do is decide, I want to get my message out. But what you have to also understand, and this is the scary bit, it's a global platform. So you pick up that phone and you start to share your message. Yes, just pressing that go live button is scary. Even now, after nearly 4 years combined experience of going live, of live streaming, because it's live. Sure, you can delete it once you finish. You go, oh my gosh, look how bad I looked. Oh, I ummed and ahed and stuttered and whatever it was that you did. Don't delete it. It is a way to journal your journey, and you can see the changes as you grow. So I offer a course. It's a free course, and the last video in that course is all about finding your voice. Here's my promise to you: if you're gutsy enough to decide, or by the way, a lot of people have said, well, I won't do it because I don't look good. Yes, you look at yourself and go, oh, look at those teeth, look at that hair. Oh, no, I can't do it today. I look horrible, because we're our own worst critics, right? We can have 17 images on a video, and Facebook tells us pick one, and you struggle to find one that's just okay. But you have to get over that. You have to say, this is the truth. This is me. Yes, I'm passionate. I'm enthusiastic. I'm speaking my truth, because I'm not sure what the truth is. You can only ever speak your truth. So when you do that, you will, I guarantee, will attract your tribe, and that video, you will find your voice. I do not care if you're a keynote speaker already, if you are a trainer and you do all of those things that involves you getting up to speak. It's not going live. You don't have that thing where you are going global. Now, you might be going live and there's no one watching. So, oh, no one loves me. It's not actually what happens in that moment, although there are techniques that you can use to attract people and to find, and for those people who are your people, to find out when you're going live. There's certain strategies, but it's not in that moment. It's the replay viewers. And it's the way to do it. It's free, Jane. One of the problems with small businesses is I'm marketing. Oh, I actually don't have a marketing budget because that costs money. Oh, I'm a failure.
But you don't need the budget.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know what's so interesting is using Facebook Live, because I don't use Periscope, but I use Facebook Live in my accountability group on Facebook. And I love doing that live because, as you say, sometimes there's no one watching, sometimes there are a few people watching, sometimes it's really quite active. But the important thing is being there on the spot for your audience. And people really enjoy it because you get this little ping on Facebook saying, oh, so-and-so is live. And then if it's the right time for you, fine, and that you can watch live. But you're right, the replay is important. I like to say, if you're watching the replay, can you put #replay so I know? And then I can respond to any of your questions as well. But I can't wait for LinkedIn to go live as well. So what do you focus on? You focus on Instagram, you focus on Facebook, and you focus on Periscope still? Or is there one particular platform you focus on solely now?
To answer that question, it is on Facebook, because all of them are slightly different. I haven't periscoped or scoped, as you say when you're a periscoper. I haven't done that now probably since the beginning of the year, because I did it for a year. Every weekday I would go live, and that was the ones where I'd be walking along the marina in St Kilda West talking. It'd be wintry in Melbourne, or it'd be sunny or whatever. Very few people, and it may have changed now, they may have made things happen that make it more able, the possibility to build a business. Very few could actually do that. And one of the biggest problems, the reason why I stopped Periscope, were the trolls.
The trolls. Now, what was happening to them?
I'll give you one example.
Is it because you were becoming very successful on Periscope and then they wanted to knock you down, or they're just come out of the bottom?
Well, they're a younger group. I would suggest, unless a lot has changed in 2018, they're generally a younger group. And so I'll give you an example about the trolls. There was one occasion, so you're looking and you're going, oh, no one's watching. And then all of a sudden on Periscope, I had 350 people watching. So it was like a swarm. But the danger of that is, what I discovered after doing it for so long, is that it's like they're hunting. Who can we attack now? Who can we make fun of now? So it's a form of bullying. And they say things to you. They say things like, will you say whatever it is? And when you say that, you can hear it and you're actually saying something that's rude. But when you're reading it, you don't pick up that it's rude. Look, I could go on, but I won't.
That must have been so frustrating when that was happening. You were trying to provide value to the people who really wanted to listen to you, then other people are just trying to destroy. I think it's such a shame that there are people like that, because I notice when it comes to trolls, even on LinkedIn, when you have a really successful post, I found there'll always be someone who wants to knock you down. I love a difference of opinion because it's open debate. But the negativity sometimes, when you are, the more successful you are, the more these people seem to come out and then just want to knock you down. I know there's tall poppy syndrome, which we all know about as well. But it's like, what joy does someone get from being so negative? It's a concept to me that I think is so bizarre.
I agree. And sadly with Facebook, so that's the platform to, again, really focus in on your question. I do focus on Facebook. Now, I have these different levels of training on how to go live, and my advanced course will involve chatbots, because chatbots are the way. And I've tried quite a few things, Jane, and I've been a failure. I failed. I'm okay with saying that. I don't go, oh, I'm a failure. I might momentarily have a bit of a pity party. Well, that didn't work. But basically, I have a look at that and I have a look at what didn't work. And one of the reasons why a lot of what I've done is, and you know, it's really only a recent realization, is because I haven't had that follow-up system that I enjoyed. You know, so whether you're in an autoresponder, whether you've got a CRM, whatever it is that you've got connected to your business, it's all a learning curve, and you have to, everything is, but it wasn't fun. Oh my God. So I was not that good at getting a system in place that gathered up people that were really interested in what I was doing. So in other words, a lot of people fell through the cracks. Now, I've been fascinated by chatbots, messenger bots for well over a year now, but because I didn't want to spend even more money on another training course, I decided I can find this out. I can do this. And I did the free things, but even after a year, I just couldn't get it into my head how to fit it all together. So I bit the bullet, and I have taken a course. I'm actually doing it now, and it is the last link. It helps. So when you're going live, you would have seen this, Jane, and you may even be doing it yourself in your Facebook live streams, although probably not with the group, but you might be. That is where you ask your viewers to say a word. And you might say the words mentor, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever the word. You wouldn't say probably Facebook, but you just say a word. And when that happens, you've got your chatbot set up so that they then take over looking after that person's needs. Oh, it's so much fun, Jane. I am loving it. And this is the answer for me, because for starters, it's instant. You don't have to wait forever, build the whole thing, and then see if it works. You can see how it's working step by step. So the live streaming and messenger bots, chat bots, are a marriage made in heaven. They work really, really well together. Yeah. And it excites me. And this is the thing, isn't it? What is it that makes your heart sing, your soul sing? What is it that makes you want to get out of bed in the morning? I know women who've said to me recently, it's 12 noon, shall I get out of bed? The morning's the best part of the day.
I think that's very sad when you get to that stage when you don't want to keep learning. Now, you love bright, shiny objects, Victoria.
I do, yes.
And you are a life lifelong learner. Everything you love
Yes.
learning so much. And I think that's what gives you the energy as well. But it sounds like your business ideas have evolved and grown, and now you've found your niche, which is fabulous. But you're absolutely right. Live streaming is all well and good, but if you don't have a way of capturing your audience so that you can retarget them and actually market to them and give them even more value, because sometimes you watch a live stream and then it's okay, and then you go on and you cook your dinner or you go to work or you do whatever and you forget all about it. But if you're able to actually capture that audience, their emails, or they join your group or whatever it might be, then at least you can start to build that relationship. And so it sounds like that's what you're doing with your chatbots. You're building an ongoing relationship with them so that you get some ROI. And that's what small business owners want, return on investment, yes? So how well is that working now?
So I'm still doing the course, and I'm in the last module now. So I haven't actually gone out and offered it to others yet, but that's going to be happening by the end of this week, believe it or not. Yes, I know it's just before Christmas. People are asleep. People have given up. No, this is a really good time, and especially over the Christmas period. Okay, perhaps not on Christmas Day or Boxing Day, but people have the time now to have a look at stuff. And I've got such a handle on even now, before I've even finished the course, on how special these chatbots are and how you can really share your wisdom, your services, your products, what it is you have to offer, and do it in a way that works. Now, I'd like to give you an example of that as to why I totally am with this. I'm going to ask you a question. You don't have to answer it, right?
Depends on what you ask, Victoria.
Exactly. How many unread emails do you have in your inbox?
Oh, gosh. If I'm going to be really honest, I would like to say 5, but I've probably got hundreds, because there are many that I look at and think I'll get back to them, and I don't. Unless, the thing is if it's a client, then of course I respond, but I get so many. And also I get a lot of spam. And because I get so much spam, it's either I look at it and I think, oh, that's spam, and I delete, or I say it's junk. So those are the ones that I can see on my Mac mail that I actually have many, many unread emails. But I think that they're more from an automated system. It's not from actual people that I'm working with.
Exactly. And if you try to unsubscribe from some of those lists, for a start, they don't follow the rules, and there's no way to unsubscribe.
Yes, that's one of the most frustrating things is I unsubscribe so often, and then the next day I get another email thinking, what's going on here? Because it's unethical.
Yes, it's unethical. And also, there's a TED talk on this, because it's so important to know that some of those emails seem to want you to unsubscribe. And when you do that, now you're really put into a system that you don't want to be in.
Because they know they've got you. They know that you respond to emails. It's so sneaky.
So there's that, right? Well, I'll share with you exactly how many unread emails I have. I checked it just before our podcast today. 7,881 unread emails.
Oof. All from automated responders.
Oh, well, I don't know, because here's the thing, I get so many, and probably not as many as you, Jane, but I do get still quite a few, and I think, oh no, what is that about? And I can see that they're trying to sell me something, and they don't do it in a way that really works for me. And so like you just said, I'll get back to it. The thing is, you will never get back to it. I've even started marking it with a red flag that this is important, I need to see it. I should have checked how many red flags that I've got and I haven't responded to. So here's the thing, the reason why I asked that was this. How do you feel when you open up your email program and you're looking at your email? I don't know about you, but I'm going, what now? Like you, there are people that I want to receive information from or converse with, but not a lot. how do I feel when I open up Messenger? When there's a message there for me there, I go, oh, wow. And I look at it. The beautiful thing is there are so many people, your clients, there are so many people that are on Facebook, and Messenger keeps them in the system. And if you do it the right way, because here's another thing about Messenger bots, you have to do it in a way that is always asking for permission to send them the next bit. And oh, it's so exciting, and it's fun. It's real fun. Anyway, I've probably gone on enough about that, but it is the next step, and it's the final step in my live streaming. My hashtag is Go Live with Victoria, and it's the final step that will connect everything, and I'll really start to build a bigger following and people that I can serve.
And Victoria, you have a free program that's all about live streaming to offer everybody, haven't you?
I have.
Well, tell us about that.
This is called Get Started with Live Streaming. And the reason why, and it's totally free, I'll even tell you what it comprises of. So there's a link which is a bit.ly link, and the bit.ly link is...
I will have it in my show notes on janejacksoncoach.com for Victoria Rose's episode. It will be all of Victoria's websites and her social media handles. Excellent. And the link to the free live streaming course will be there.
And it'll get you started in easy steps, good information from my years of experience. I've cut to the chase, and I'm offering this because live stream, have the courage to hold up that phone and go live.
Now, just tell business owners, say you're a small business owner, and say if you're a hairdresser, for example, and you're a small business owner, you're a hairdresser, and you're thinking, should I be going live or not? Give me the top 3 reasons why someone should go live.
So if you're a hairdresser especially, so bricks and mortar especially, although just as well, here's why. Let me do it with the cafe. If you own a cafe, you have so much content that you can offer. It's exciting. You can do a live stream on your barista. You know how coffee, wherever you are in the world, but especially in Melbourne, but in Sydney and in Australia, baristas, the coffee makers are so valued, a good one. So you can do a story on your barista in your cafe. You can then do another live stream once you commit. And my recommendation is to commit to doing 1 a week to start with. Then the next week one can be about your story as the cafe owner. One of those live streams can be about the special of the day. Another live stream can be about one of your regulars. And you would obviously tee this up with them to start with, but one of your regular stories. See, this is the thing, it's about stories. So, and where your cafe is, there's bound to be a story. So get the message out there, because this is so often said. People need to know, like, and trust you. Live streaming is the way that you'll get that authenticity across. And the beautiful thing about live streaming is it doesn't matter if you stutter or stumble, because it's not a Hollywood production. People will admire the fact that you've had the guts to stand up and do this. And if they like how you present yourself, the story, you will attract your tribe. You see, metrics can be so deceiving. It's no use having 50,000 followers if you've only got 100 that interact with you. I would rather have 10 people on my live stream that really like what I'm sharing and want to be part of my tribe, to be one of my people, to be part of the clan. And that's where I think that we go wrong in this race for boasting. Oh, I've got 30,000 followers on LinkedIn. Really?
It's quality, not quantity that we
Exactly.
want, because
Always.
numbers actually
Yeah.
don't mean anything, because some people have tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of followers, and some of those followers are bots. They're not actual people either. So that's the disappointing thing now.
Yes.
Now, okay,
Yes.
Victoria's going on the move now.
Now, the reason why I have to do this is,
not.
I know, sorry about
then
this,
you'll
but the
just,
reason
you'll
why
just
I've had
hear
to do this,
Mm.
I've had a message saying, your computer is about to close down.
You're running out of battery.
I can't believe how much we've used in this short time. So I don't want to lose you, and you can edit this out here.
No, I
Is
keep
that okay?
everything.
Oh,
I keep everything because it makes it real, Victoria. This is the wonderful thing about LiveStream, I believe, is that when it's live, it's warts and all, and that's what life's all about, isn't it?
yeah. Do you know, Jane, I can honestly say I've been a leadership trainer, as you've already mentioned, for a long, long time, started way, way back. So it's been almost 3 decades that I've been a leadership trainer in various forms. I have to say that live streaming has helped me loosen up, has helped me to accept that I do and say things that probably aren't professional at times or whatever it is, but they're me. And guess what? You don't have to watch. If you don't like the genuine, real me, then I actually embrace that, because I want to attract people who aren't like me, but they have the same get up and go. They want to do something different and be who they really are.
Yes, I think that's the beauty. I think that's the beauty of live streaming, because you tend to watch the people that you really enjoy watching as well. And if they're talking a lot of sense, and so often, because you've got this enthusiasm and great zest for life, you inspire people, Victoria, and it's exciting to watch, because over the past few years that I've known you, you've really evolved. And what I admire the most about you, hands down, is your energy and your zest for life. Because for you, it's yes, I can. It's always I can do this. I can do this. And I think that's what keeps you young, right? Young and vibrant and full of energy and having fun. So it's exciting. And when I saw you live in Melbourne a couple of years ago, it was like, wow, this woman, she's so much fun, and you are. So I thank you so much, Victoria. Now, what is the best way to find you?
So the best way to find me is, you can find me on Facebook, and all you need to search, if you want my personal profile, is leadership. Oh, I've had a blank there.
Leadership Rose.
Leadership Rose is Twitter. So, but the best way to find me, I do have 2 websites. One is with chatbots. We build your chatbot. I'm not training. It'll be the first time ever that I'm not actually training how to do something. It'll be the first time ever I've been so excited to actually do something for other people. So we build your chatbot.com, go live with Victoria.com. I do 2 weekly. Look, consistency is so important in live streaming, as it is with everything in life. And I have 2 weekly shows. One is to go live with Victoria on every Tuesday, and the other one is every Thursday. Over 60 is still fabulous. They're my 2 live stream shows. Because of being in Italy, because of having no electricity, because blah, 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 no internet connection, I've not been able to stick to the deadlines that I have been sticking to, or the schedule, but I make up for it somehow. So the best thing to do, and on Facebook, you can check out my Over 60 Still Fabulous page. Please go ahead and like it. And my other page, Go Live with Victoria, I'm building that one up now. I'm finally getting it all together, Jane.
Well, I think it's fantastic. And you know what, Victoria, you're over 60, you're still fabulous, you're actually sensational and over 60. So let's change it to over 60 and still sensational, even better.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So, Jane, can I leave you with one last thing before we go? It relates to what you just said a little while ago. before I left Australia, and Australia will always have my heart, I'm just enjoying seeing more of the world. Before I left Australia, I went and saw the latest Tom Cruise or Mission Impossible movie. Regardless of what you think of Tom Cruise's personal life, I love him in Mission Impossible. And this one was a little bit different. One of the things that I really picked up and I thought, oh my gosh, it's bizarre that this is happening. So he was in situations where it was tough. And he said this a number of times throughout the movie, I'll figure it out. There was one part where his partner in crime had to defuse an atomic bomb. And he looks up at Tom Cruise and he says, I've never defused an atomic bomb before. And guess what Tom Cruise says? You'll figure it out. So clearly a Mission Impossible movie. But, you know, that stuck in my mind because there have been a few glitches, things have happened, and like they would wherever you are. And I've just had to say to myself, I'll figure it out. And so far I have.
And because you've got that positive attitude, it's like, I can do it. It's a yes, I can moment when you're with Victoria Rose. So how lucky have I been to have Victoria on the show today? Thank you so much, Victoria. Enjoy Turkey, enjoy your travels, and you know, just let us know where you are anywhere in the world, because the good thing about the internet and the good thing about social media platforms is that we can follow you.
Yes.
So
exciting.
So wonderful. Thank you so much, Victoria. And Go Live with Victoria is something to remember.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you for inviting me on. It's been an absolute pleasure.
And lovely talking to you too. Bye now. If you enjoyed this podcast, look for Your Career Podcast on iTunes and leave a review. And for all the career management support you need to create your dream career, visit janejacksoncoach.com and join my Careers Academy for live career webinars, group coaching, one-on-one coaching support, as well as my online career development courses. Isn't it time you found your dream job?
You've been listening to Jane Jackson Careers. Sign up to receive regular career advice at janejacksoncoach.com.